welcome back to my channel. I want to share with you 4 things that could be zapping your emotional energy without you even realizing it. Honestly, your energy is so precious. This is something that my mom taught me really early on, and she actually used the example of a battery, saying every morning if you wake up with 100% battery and you give away a lot of that energy on things that are not helpful, not useful, things that are negative, and you're draining that battery, you don't have the same energy to put toward what is really important to you, to put toward your goals, to put toward your growth and all the things that are good in your life. And so I kind of wanted to share that whole concept with you in a video because it's something that I think about a lot, and it's something that I think is not spoken about a lot. There's a lot of focus on time management, but you might set aside the time to go to the gym or set aside the time to write your book or start your business. But if you feel emotionally drained, then how are you supposed to really get the most out of that time if you feel like you are just zapped of your energy? Alright, so the first thing that could be draining your emotional energy is getting too involved in other people's drama. And a lot of the times this is very well-meaning, like we have a really good intention, we want to help our friend, or we want to be a good listener, and so we'll listen to our coworker talk about her fight that she had with her boyfriend. And maybe the first time that you do that, you feel like this was a really productive use of your time and that it made a positive difference. But if you find that 6 months have gone by, your coworker hasn't done anything about her relationship with her boyfriend, she's just repeating the same stuff to you every single day, and you're sitting there for an hour listening to it and helping her, and you're getting really emotionally involved, you feel like you feel terrible for her, but you can't do anything to help her about it because it's her own life. You have to kind of take a look at that. She might not realize it, but maybe she doesn't really have any intentions of leaving this boyfriend or changing anything in that relationship, but it just feels good to kind of use you as an emotional dumping ground. So being able to kind of see that situation for what it is, and not, you don't have to hurt her feelings, but just to kind of take control of your own energy and take that energy back, and to kind of set boundaries for yourself and say, you know what, I'm spending a lot of my precious energy on this and not getting my work done, and I feel tired in the afternoon, I feel uninspired, I don't feel as creative. Being able to really see those situations for what they are. A lot of the time this happens completely unintentionally. You don't see this habit forming. You don't see that you're getting sucked into an hour-long conversation about drama in other people's lives. But once you do see it for what it is, it can be really, really helpful to just kind of set those boundaries for yourself and free up that emotional energy so that you can put it to use in your own life and spend that time more productively. Another thing that can drain your emotional energy is negative self-talk. I talk about this a lot on my channel, and whether you realize it or not, this is something that every single person that you meet does. We are all having an internal dialogue with ourselves all day long, and the tone of that voice can have a huge impact on your mood, your level of creativity, how you feel about yourself, the actions that you take, whether or not you have the courage to apply for a job that you really want, whether or not you have the confidence to ask someone out on a date, whatever it may be. Like, if you have a negative voice in your mind all day saying, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you can't do this, you'll never figure this out, if you're listening to that every single day, that can be very draining. That can be, zapping all of your energy and making you feel so low that you don't actually ever take action on all of the things that you really want to do. Imagine that you have this well-meaning intention to sign up for the gym and, go to the gym 3 times a week, and you're really excited about that goal. If all of a sudden you have this negative voice in your mind that starts playing constantly saying, you'll never be able to keep this up, it's not going to make a difference anyways, you've tried to go to the gym before, it's no use. If you're hearing that all the time, it can be very, very emotionally draining. And so something that I speak a lot about that can really help with this is using positive affirmations. And I think positive affirmations kind of get a bad rap, and they kind of have a reputation for being kind of wishy-washy, like, oh, you're just, saying something positive out loud. It's not really going to make a big difference. But the magic of positive affirmations really comes in the feeling that they create. So you're right, if you're saying a positive affirmation that really means nothing to you and you're like, I feel so wonderful, I am so confident now, and you're saying it and you don't feel it, then it's not going to have a positive impact on your life. Find one that just clicks. Maybe there's one sentence that you read and it honestly is empowering to you. It makes you feel good. And you're like, you know what, saying that actually, it makes me feel positive. It really inspires me. And all it takes is just one sentence to kind of get that ball rolling. Repeat that one sentence over and over again. You don't need 40 different positive affirmations, just one to start with. Write it out 10 times each morning. Say it when you look at yourself in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. Put it on a piece of paper and tape it somewhere that you're going to see it every single day. Keep saying that sentence over and over and over again, and you'll find that it will eventually seep into your subconscious and actually steer your inner critic and your inner voice in another direction. I absolutely love positive affirmations, and I really, really highly recommend them to you. If you want somewhere to start, look into Louise Hay. Her work is incredible. She is just amazing and has so many great audio recordings of positive affirmations, and I think you're gonna really enjoy them. Okay, next is the food that you eat. Eating junk food, eating, maybe really salty big meals that just make you feel tired afterward and lethargic, or maybe eating at certain times of the day doesn't work for you. For me, this is something that I really looked at. I kind of did an experiment on myself and I recommend doing this. You can journal it out. After you eat a meal, write down how it made you feel. Did you feel more energetic? Do you feel the same? Did you feel that it drained you and made you want to take a nap and just made you feel completely out of it? Well, what was it that caused that? You kind of have to just do a little bit of a experiment with it, maybe for a week. And for me, something that I noticed is that because I wake up with so much energy and I feel my best in the morning, I'm super creative in the morning, I write down all of my video ideas then, and it's just my best time of the day. And I find that if I eat breakfast right away when I wake up, that digestion or whatever it may be drains my energy right away. And even if it's the healthiest breakfast of all time, I find that I work best with having my first meal of the day around 11, sometimes even 12, because I'm not hungry yet. And so that's me following my body and what works for me. Of course, a lot of people say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day and you should eat right away so that you have energy, but I'm a big believer in listening to your own body. I still eat 3 meals a day, but I'm just having them closer together in time and starting later on in the day, because that's what works for me. So I find that that's just something that can be really, really helpful if you kind of look at how the food that you're eating is making you feel. Or maybe caffeine just doesn't have the best effect on you, or alcohol, or whatever else that you're consuming. Honestly, ask yourself, how does this make me feel? All right, the number 4 thing on this list is what you are letting influence you. Social media, watching the news, reading newspapers, or looking at magazines, whatever it may be, taking kind of an inventory of all of that stuff and asking yourself honestly if it drains you or if it lifts you up and makes you feel better. If you're waking up and you're feeling great about yourself, you pick out a cool outfit that you love and you do your makeup how you like to do it, and then you go on social media and look at all these people that you're following and start thinking, oh, I'm not as pretty as them, or I don't have those clothes, or I don't have that beautiful hair, or I don't have this, that, or the other, and it's making you feel bad, then unfollow, 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 unfollow. If nature makes you feel good, if looking at, constellations in the sky makes you feel good, there are Instagram accounts about those things. Go and follow them. Go look at cute puppies and cute kitties. Go look at whatever it is that makes you feel good and that gives you energy and inspires you. There are a ton of inspiring social media accounts out there. Daily positive quotes, beautiful scenery, inspiring words of wisdom. and follow what makes you feel good, because if something is just draining your energy right away first thing in the morning, then it's just not for you. And sometimes you have to be a little bit again, setting boundaries with that. If watching certain TV shows makes you feel fearful, anxious, if you can't sleep after you watch certain things, then maybe that's not the best thing for you to be consuming. We consume a lot more than just food in our day. We're consuming ideas, we're consuming thoughts, we're consuming words, and being aware of that and following what actually makes you feel good is so, so, so important. So often we think that if we want to make a really big impact in our life, and we want to change things up, and we want to reach our goals, then it's got to be something huge and drastic that we change. Like, I'm going to completely overhaul my diet, or wake up 3 hours earlier, or change this, that, or the other, move halfway across the world. And sometimes the smallest little things, like being aware of where you're putting your time, where you're putting your energy, that can really have a huge impact on how you feel, your confidence, and really everything in your life. And so I kind of just wanted to leave you with this question. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, when you are given $100 of energy, how are you going to spend that energy? Just think about that. Think about how you're going to spend your emotional energy tomorrow, and some things that you can kind of redirect your energy toward that will have a positive impact in your life. Alright guys, I love you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me, and be sure to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with anyone that you think will enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.